Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode, excuse me, 205. Good Sunday morning. Late, did a little Sunday sleeping, had a lot of fun last night chatting with our hobby roundtable. Was great to have us all on screen and just chatting on a Saturday night for us, and then for George and Dan in Korea, Sunday morning. So a lot of fun. I had some Coors Lights during the broadcast, so I slept in a little bit this morning. What's up, Herman? Good morning, Matt. Little sleep in, just kind of. I've actually been up for a while, for about an hour. I just laid in bed. The dog wanted some belly rubs, and I was just kind of messing around on the phone, and bed's really comfortable on Sunday morning. So I just kind of hung out. I haven't even brewed any coffee yet. So just wanted to catch up on some weekend stuff. Did not receive any mail yesterday. What's up, Dan? Good morning, George. Didn't receive any mail, though I did go to the post office because I'm missing a package that had the small labels. So I talked about this week the label issues that all of a sudden started popping up this week with the 2.5 by 4 inch labels. They were good for 3-4 weeks, and then all of a sudden now they're kicking them back, and they're not accepting them at the local post office that I go to. So I talked to one of the clerks at the counter. It's like, no, they're too small. And I said, you were taking them for 3 or 4 weeks. And she's like, well, yeah, we weren't scanning them. We were just sending them on. And I said, they've been scanned like along the way, like Milwaukee was scanning them. And then other points in the destination, including delivery scans. And she seemed surprised by that. And I explained that even my local mailman driver, I watched him scan a package, from my mailbox. And she just claimed ignorance and said they're too small. So I ended up having to buy another label printer. So I'm going to I have a Brother QL 800. So I print the 2.5 by 4. It's perfect for PWE, and those are going through fine to this point, knock on wood. So the PWE tracking is working fine with this current label printer. And it's perfect for my address labels, for printing out like the PWEs that I use on just regular postage. So it works perfect. So I'm just going to have it hooked up, and I bought I stayed in the Brother family, and bought a QL 1100, which prints the 4x6 labels. So those will be accepted by the local post office, which is annoying because I've had issues with this. And anytime somebody says you can't ship cards in a plain white envelope, they'll get kicked back. Just drop them off somewhere else, because the same post office, I had the issue where they were returning, claiming they were too rigid and they couldn't ship. So I just leave them in my mailbox and they ship fine. I've never had any kicked back in 5 or 6 years. So I just have these issues. It's unfortunate because I've talked about it's the post office closest to where all of the activities and where I am the most. It's where my post office box is. It's just the most convenient location. So it's kind of annoying. So my post office problems, hopefully Wednesday when my new label printer is delivered now. So it's annoying because I will have to, like on trade packages and bubble mailer packages, I'll have to in the interim, I'll have to save the labels as a PDF, email them to myself, and then go upstairs and print them off in my office. So minor annoyance, but only for a few days that I'll have to do that. 1:30 or 2. Wow. So you guys were up pretty late then last night. Or for us, I guess. Matt's Cookies. Matt's Cookies. I think Matt's Cookies sounds familiar. I'd have to say, I'm going to have to Google that now because Matt's Cookies sounds really familiar. I'm going to have to Google that. So I did some, just a little bit of hobbying yesterday while I was out and about. I had to put some sold signs up for my wife in various points of the Madison area. I got 3 or 4 done. We've had so much snow. We still have like 2 feet of snow on the ground. And I was able to, one of them I had to there was probably maybe 3 feet of snow that I had to step through. But it's been so cold that it's like hard. So I only sunk in a little bit. I only sunk up to my kneecap as I was putting the sold sign up. One I didn't even try because it was several feet in to the yard. And it was just like a mound of snow for several feet. So I didn't even attempt that. Plus there wouldn't have been room. The sign where it's dangling down with the nameplates and the sold, what was in the snow. So it would have had been like that. 63 degrees. Awesome. And the funny thing you mentioned that, so I'm out and about. I took some mail down to my mailbox, and it's just a standard driveway. Just, what is it? 30 feet maybe. And for the last 2 weeks, I've had to get a coat just to walk the 30 feet to my mailbox. It's been that cold. So yesterday I didn't. I had my hoodie or I had the Badger very light. It's like a spring top. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of chilly. I could use a hoodie today. And then I'm out and about, and the sun's out. It feels good. It feels really good. People are out walking their dogs. I even saw several bicyclists, which bicycles are really huge here. And it was like a spring day with 2 feet of snow on the ground. And I didn't even pay attention to what the temperature actually was. It was 19 degrees. It was 19 degrees, but it was such a relief to feel 19 degrees positive, that people are out and about walking their dogs, bicycling, and acting like it's spring, despite it being 19 degrees with 2 feet of snow still on the ground. So I thought that was a little funny. And I think it's actually we're supposed to get 3 more inches of snow today, and then we're supposed to feel a warm up this week. And I think it might hit 40, which will feel amazing. So as I was out and about, I hit up, and I actually wasn't near. So I hit up the one Target that I talked about nearest me on Friday afternoon. There was nothing there. So there's 2 other Targets. And so I ended up going to, I was in the area, Fitchburg, where the one Target is. So I swung over there. There was a guy looking. He was pulling, looking everywhere. I think he found 2 packages of Contenders football hidden in the back. And there was nothing. There was Upper Deck hockey on the shelf, and some NASCAR, I think, and that was it. Nothing, no Series 1, no Chrome update. So then I ended up I came back home after all that, and I decided I'm going to go hit up needed some beer. I'm going to go hit up the other Target. Oh, and I needed some copy paper as well. So I went to the other Target, and they actually did have quite a bit. They had a bunch of 2020 Chrome update blasters, and they had something else, but I didn't. They did have some packs. So out of the retail box, they had a retail box with a bunch of packs. And I just wanted a couple blasters. I just wanted 2 blasters or a couple hanger boxes or a mega box. I didn't want to deal with packs. So, and I'm not interested in the Chrome updates. So, got my copy paper and Coors Light, and called it a day. So I thought the second restock, we'd just see 2021 tops everywhere. So now I'm really glad that I was able to get the blasters from Target online and the hobby boxes from Tops.com, just to kind of scratch that itch. Because at this point, it's I've opened enough, I'm good. but it's always kind of nice just to, on a cold, wintry weekend, open some cards. So that was my Saturday out in the hobby. Did a bunch of packaging, some more to go, and that's. I also, before we went on last night, Dan, I do have some Jon Lieber stories. Before I went on last night, I did some sorting. I've been pulling. So just what I did with basketball, ahead of basketball season, since I was going through finding a bunch of old Prism, I pulled like all the rookies and did like a rookie sort for basketball. And I've just kind of been pulling those out when a guy has a big game and like that. So I've been pulling some like 2017, 18, 19 Bowman, and pulling out the rookies and Bowman firsts. And I think I'm going to do something similar for baseball season. But I like buy it. I bought so much like at retail when you could. And I'd buy it one weekend, I'd have a whole bunch and I'd put it in a box. And so nothing's sorted. So I'm like going through all these boxes, trying to find the different Bowman boxes. Coors Light, you did. That's what I was drinking last night on the show. It's like having sex in a canoe. So Jon Lieber is like the ultimate fans player. So at like Cubs convention, he was at that White Sox Cubs softball tournament. He will just drink some beers and hang out with fans. Like the last time I saw him was at the softball tournament, and he was one of the last. Him and I'm trying to think of who the other player was. There were only two players that like hung around till the end, and Jon Lieber was just. So my last memory of Jon Lieber was it was on like basically like a rooftop bar at the stadium, and they have like the outdoor furniture, and he's just chilling, talking baseball with fans, having a beer, and that's what you'll see him do at like Cubs convention. Jon Lieber will hang out in the lobby, the hotel lobby of the Cubs convention all night long and just talk to fans. It is the coolest thing. I mean, he will, like, every year, Jon Lieber, he's just hanging out, and there'll be like a group of people that are talking to him. People will come up, he'll sign everything, and he's just drinking a beer. He's like, oh, I got to go get a beer. And somebody will be like, oh no, I'll go get you a beer. And I mean, he literally just hangs out in the hotel lobby for hours, just talking baseball and talking to fans. Jon Lieber has become like one of my favorite former Cubs players, just because of his, his openness to engage with fans. It's really cool. Gigantic package, not a 6 to 7 month. That will be fun. Yeah, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome to see what you get. I will be looking forward to that. So that's about all I had for today. We talked a lot. Last night was awesome. I think Herman says he wants to do that like once a month. Looking forward to doing that again. So that'll be some good stuff. I've got some more eBay shipments to get out, some trade packages I need to get wrapped up, and that's all I had for today. So thanks for chatting. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good Sunday.